Hey Team Time Trialers, it is Sherpa Dave here, and it is TTT number 105, 6 times over the river in, making it 3 laps of Innsbruckring. 8.8 kilometers each lap plus a tiny lead-in makes this a fast and furious 26.8 kilometer race, and it has one defining feature. You can call it Kleiner Hugel like I do. You can call it the leg breaker. But either way, it is the 430 meter, 7% climb that defines what's going to happen today. For me though, it's not Kleiner Hugel that presents the biggest danger. It's the summit and descent, that sharp descent that comes right back afterwards. So, I listened to your feedback. A number of people complimented the pinkness of my hat, so I've kind of gone a little more pink for you today. Also, Pod, you mentioned you really didn't need to see quite so much full screen Sherpa, so let's take care of that right now. James and Tim said they loved the fact that there weren't all the clutter in windows, but they hated the fact that they couldn't see gradients anymore, so I did something about that. Last, Nathan wanted to see a proper tear-off sheet with just the facts.
Just the facts, man. Just the facts.
Oh, he wanted just the facts. Sorry, Bruce. We'll take a closer look at the DS sheet a little later on when we review the course as a whole. For now, let's take a look at the course itself. Innsbruckring is a pretty flat course, as you can see. A little bit of undulation everywhere, but nothing more than a couple of % for the most part, except for those 3 little hills that are referred to as the 3 punches, and the biggest of the 3, of course, is the leg breaker. And then it's pretty flat and or undulating all the way back to the start-finish gate. That's what a lap looks like. You've got 3 of them to do. Really isn't a lot to talk about in these first 2.6 kilometers. It's just wandering through town, and slight undulations here and there, but for the most part pretty flat. As you hit the roundabout and come through the other side, you're at 2.6 kilometers into the run. After that, it's just a run up to the overpass. Very steady, very straightforward, shouldn't tax you, and if it does, you are in for a world of hurt a little later on when you get to a real hill. As you go down the other side though, it is steeper than it looks, so be aware that you'll pick up speed as you enter into Old Town. Somehow I picked up this other group of riders on my ride. I don't really know how, but it doesn't matter, and it's actually pretty useful because I'm going to use them in a few minutes to show you exactly what can go wrong on that leg breaker. The prelude to the leg breaker starts almost imperceptibly. It's really hard to say that word. Almost imperceptibly at 3.8 kilometers into the ride. And it starts with just a 1% false flat. Gets a little bit steeper, but not much, right up until you hit that sharp left-hand turn. You know the leg breaker's on you when you see that left turn ahead of you. You're gonna hit that turn at 4.8, 13.6, and 22.5 kilometers into the ride. Here you go. It's just 430 meters at 7% on average. Your team's strategy will be completely related to your team's own physical, mental, and training abilities. but you should have a plan. You should talk about it before you enter into the race. Are you going to maintain a pace line all the way up? Are you going to send the lighter riders to the front to pull everyone up? Are you just going to blob up, or will you just wing it? On second thoughts, don't just wing it. See the little group of riders ahead of me? I'm going to stay at a steady pace just behind them. And let's pretend for a moment I'm in their team, I've just got dropped. It's not a problem, right? Because as we crest the hill, come down the other side, I'm a bit heavier, I'll catch them up. That's how it usually works. That's not how it works here. Let's take a look. Alright, I'm at the top, I'm only a few meters behind. Oh my god, where have they gone? And this is what happens on the Kleiner. It's a really steep descent afterwards, but it's not that long, and then there's another ascent right afterwards. Second of those 3 bunches. And suddenly, they're not 5 meters ahead of me. They're suddenly 20, 30, 40 meters ahead. And then the whole team has to slow down and wait for me, or we all have to kill ourselves trying to catch them. Hey, if you're on lap 3 and you've got 4 in that group ahead, just go for it. The split doesn't matter at that point, but if you're on lap 1 or 2, you can cause yourself some real problems. After this, it's all plain sailing. It's just down to the bridge, loop around, and then back to the start-finish gate. Since we're just cruising now, let's take a look at bike choices. So it's a pretty flat course, that favors aero. The only reason that you might want to switch to something else is because you're the guy that's going to get dropped on Kleiner Hugel, and if that's the case, you want to go with something a bit more mixed ability. I'm going to be on my specialized Venge S-Works with those nice disc wheels. I might, at the last minute, decide to switch to the Tron bike if I get really nervous about Kleiner Hugel. As for target times, last time we did this course was October, pretty much peak TTT. I don't think we're going to hit exactly the same numbers or beat the numbers that we did last time. I think we'll be a few seconds slower across the board. So, here are my predictions. Nice drum roll. Vienna, 39 minutes, 30 seconds. Doppio, 34 minutes, 45 seconds. Espresso, 35 minutes, 30 seconds. Frappe, 36 minutes, 20 seconds. Latte, 39 minutes, 25 seconds. Mocha, 45 minutes exactly. Well, here we are at the end of lap 1. I'm going to leave you for a little while with the DS notes as you contemplate 2 more laps at race pace. Team time trial 105, 6 times over the river in, making 3 laps of Innsbruckring. Right on.